Bataiye, so who wants to start?
This was one of the initiatives, if you recall, which we have been talking about for some time, called stratigraphic wells. Now, the stratigraphic wells were primarily to be done by ONGC and OIL. And the government was backstopping the investment involved in the well. However, one of the issues over there was that we were very keen that these wells, because the government is putting in money or the government is backstopping it, benefit from international expertise in this, because the wells are not just for getting more data. We are also hopeful that they actually strike oil or gas, whatever the formation offers. So in this, ONGC has taken the lead to tie up with BP in terms of working out well design, well location, uh, what kind of geology there is, understanding the geology. So that is this is the first of the series of such things which will be done.
So which blocks would not include
Shut up.
that?
That secretary is answered, and as I
Okay.
said, with the new law, with the new approach of the central government, we are actively pursuing and receiving very positive responses from our international partners for a variety of activities, seismic surveys, helping with technical issues in areas of their expertise. They will be compensated for those technical services, and then if oil or gas is found, they will have the first right of refusal. Different ways of approaching that same thing. And our overall approach is that we don't hurry up things because to fit an event. And also this event in itself, I have said today in the final session with the ministers, and there were 22 states which were participating. I said, I don't regard this as one of a kind event. I will do some consultation, that means my colleagues, Joint Secretary and the state representatives will consult. I think this should be a regular feature. The frequency of these events we will determine in consultation with the partners. Because I think in our system of cooperative federalism, this is a very good thing, but the states stand to benefit by the, doing active participation in E&P and other forms of energy, in any case, on which the cooperation is going. And in terms of centers of conflict, one center of conflict started in February 2022, Russia and the Ukraine. More recently, and in between, there were attacks in the Red Sea from pirate groups and specific other non-state actors. There has been Iran, Israel, earlier Hamas, Gaza, etc. But throughout this process, and I'd like my colleagues in the OMCs to correct me, the market did not react to these individual situations and collective turmoil by prices spiraling up. I mean, market did not. When the last set of events took place, there was, as I said in the fireside chat also, there was widespread expectation that the Straits of Hormuz would close. That's always a distinct possibility if you are in a military-like situation. You can go on arguing there, no, it's not in the interest of country X or the country Y to close it. That's a line you can take. But we had to prepare for an eventuality of that kind should it take place. And as I mentioned in the fireside chat, we prepared for it. I asked my OMCs, I said, how much stock have you got? Almost all of them had at least 21 days, one of them had 25 days. And we also thought that if Straits of Hormuz close honi bhi hai, to kitna 3 din ke liye hogi, 5 din ke liye hogi, not for a longer period. So we were prepared for it. But the interesting thing is, even that did not result in prices going out of the current band. Why is that not happening? Why are the prices not leaving the band? Now I'll ask my colleagues who deal with this. You are all better experts. I'm not an expert, I'm still studying it. Look, two things. One is there is no shortage of crude oil in the world. The amount of crude oil which was extracted before this series of events was what 102 million barrels a day. They cut 5 million. OPEC cut 5 million barrels a day. Came down to 97. Abhi last week I was in Vienna with OPEC Plus. They're slowly coming back, but still haven't come back to that 5 million cut. Abhi I saw कितना 4 लाख अभी किया था
per month.
हाँ
Per month 4 lakh.
4 per month. ये तो 5 million barrel per day काटा था ना. So I'm coming back to the overall situation. There is availability of oil, more than enough. Yes, there's some people will tell you, but demand is going up, or demand this is going to happen, so and so is storing. Doesn't matter. There is enough oil, and there is more and more crude oil coming on the market from the Western Hemisphere. That is another very important factor. So my reading is that those who have that resource somewhere have taken the decision. Now this is purely speculative, but I speak this in don't report this as a statement by the minister. If you want, you can, but you can say that this is how sources believe. We are also thinking. A lot of people who have that, some of them who are members of a producing group, they have the capacity to ramp up production because it can be done easily, at least two of those players. Many others have not invested in the existing infrastructure, so they cannot. Some of them are producing more than the prescribed share, at least so people say. But we have a situation where there is no shortage of crude. Will the shortage now? You can also ask a philosophical question: what is the relationship between availability and price? Well, I think there's total availability, a total coefficient. I mean, if you have more supply coming in, the price will be as anticipated. So I think today the price I asked them in the earlier say, kitna 68 point kuch hai? 68.5. Now your question, I'm sorry I've given you a very long winded answer, but I think it helps provide a perspective, at least in how I am viewing it. आने वाले समय में मैं इसी रेंज में समझता हूँ कच्चे तेल के दाम रहेंगे. Secretary, please correct me. I've got other professionals here, chairman ONGC is here. हमारा हिसाब है ये 65-70 के बीच में ही रहेगा.